Good day everyone, I'm Teacher Justin, and for today we're going to talk about finite geometric series. So what is finite geometric series? So finite geometric series, it indicates the sum of the terms of our geometric sequence. So dito, we're going to get the sum of the first n terms of our geometric sequence. So how are we going to solve it? So gagamit tayo ng formula which is S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r, wherein a sub 1 is the first term of our geometric sequence, n is the number of terms to be added, r is the common ratio, and s sub n is the sum of the first n terms of our geometric sequence. Now, let's have some examples in finding the sum of the first n terms of our geometric sequence. Alright. Okay, let's have this item. Let's find the first 9 terms of our geometric sequence: 4, 12, 36, 108. So, to solve this, ang gagamitin nating formula will be the geometric series formula, which is S sub n is equal to the first term times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. So, kunin muna natin yung ating mga given. So, our first term is 4. Our number of terms is 9, and we have our common ratio, which is the second term divided by the first term. So 12 divided by 4, that will be equal to 3. Now, kumpleto na yung ating mga given. Let's substitute them to our formula. So we're looking for S sub 9 is equal to 4 times the quantity 1 minus 3 raised to 9 all over 1 minus 3. So let's simplify this using the order of operations. Simulan natin with the exponent. So we will have S sub 9 is equal to 4. So times the quantity 1 minus 19,683 all over negative 2. Okay, so kinombine ko na si 1 minus 3. So let's subtract 1 and 19,683. So let's simplify. We will have 4 times negative 19,682 all over negative 2. Tapos divide natin si negative 19,682 and negative 2. That will give us 4 times 9,841. The sum of the first 9 terms of our geometric sequence, which is equal to 39,364. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's find the first 6th term of our geometric sequence. So we have here 6, negative 18, and 54, and so on and so forth. Since we're asked to find the sum of the first 6 terms of this geometric sequence, we're going to use the formula S sub n is equal to the first term, a sub 1, times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Tapos, let's get our given. So, kunin natin yung first term natin, which is 6. Our number of terms, which is 6. Tapos, yung common ratio natin, we will get that by dividing negative 18, the second term, by the first term. So, negative 18 divided by 6. Then, let's divide that. Negative 18 divided by 6 will be equal to negative 3. Now, nakuha na natin yung ating first term, number of terms, and the common ratio. Let's substitute them to our formula. S sub 6 is equal to 6 times the quantity 1 minus negative 3 raised to 6 all over 1 minus negative 3. Now, let's simplify them. So, we will have S sub 6 is equal to 6 times 1 minus 729 all over 1 minus negative 3 will be 4. Okay? Tapos, subtract natin si 1 and 729. So, that will give us 6 times negative 728 all over 4. So, let's divide negative 728 by 4. So, that will give us 6 times negative 182. Now, let's multiply 6 and negative 182. So, that will give us the sum of our first 6 terms of our geometric sequence, which is equal to negative 1,092. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright, let's find the sum of the first four terms of this geometric sequence. So we're given 1080, 540, and 270, and so on and so forth. Now, to get the sum of the first four terms of our geometric sequence, we will use the formula S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. So first, let's identify our given. So hanapin natin si a sub 1, that's the first term, 1080. Tapos yung ating n is equal to 4. Tapos, ang r natin, to get that, we will divide the second term by the first term. So we have 540 divided by 1080. So convert natin siya to fraction. That will give us 1 over 2. Okay, so let's substitute our given. So substitute natin, we will have S sub 4 is equal to 1080 times the quantity 1 minus 1 half raised to 4 all over 1 minus 1 half. Now let's simplify. So we will have S sub 4 is equal to 1080 times 1 minus 1 over 16 all over 1 half. So let's simplify this further. We will have 1080 times 15 over 16 all over 1 half. Let's multiply 1080 by 15 over 16. So let's multiply that. That will give us 2025 all over 2. And it is divided by 1 half. So we can write this in this form. 2025 all over 2 divided by 1 half. Now, let's apply the rules in dividing fraction. We copy the dividend, change the operation to multiplication, and then get the reciprocal of our divisor. So, 1 half, yung reciprocal niya is 2 over 1. Now, let's multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, then simplify if possible. So, we can just cancel the 2, and then we will end up with the sum of the first four terms, which is equal to 2025. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Let's find the sum of the first 5 terms of our geometric sequence. So we have 90, 60, 40, and so on and so forth. So, since we're looking for the sum of the first nth term of our geometric sequence, ang gagawin natin is we will use the formula S sub n is equal to the first term, a sub 1, times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Now, let's identify our given. So, we have the following. The first term, which is 90. The number of terms, which is 5. Tapos, yung common ratio natin, to get that, we will just divide our second term by our first term. So, 60 divided by 90, that will be equal to 2/3. Now that we have our given, let's substitute them to our formula. So we will have S sub 5 is equal to 90 times the quantity 1 minus 2/3 raised to 5 all over 1 minus 2/3. Now let's simplify them. We will have 90 times the quantity 1 minus. So let's get the fifth power of 2/3. That will be 32 over 243. Tapos, it is all over 1 minus 2/3. So, let's simplify. We will have S sub 5 is equal to 90 times 1 minus 32 over 243. That will be equal to 211 over 243. All over 1 minus 2/3 will be 1 over 3. Now, let's multiply 90 and the fraction 211 over 243. So that will give us 2,110 over 27 all over 1/3. Now, let's write it in this form. S sub 5 is equal to 2,110 over 27 divided by 1/3. So, let's apply the rules in multiplying fraction. So, we will have S sub 5 is equal to, let's copy the dividend. Okay. Tapos, we change the operation to multiplication. Then, let's get the reciprocal of our divisor. So, 1/3, yung reciprocal niya is 3 over 1. Now, let's multiply and then simplify. We will end up with the sum of the first 5 terms, which is equal to 2,110 over 9. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's find the first 5 terms of this geometric sequence. We have 32 over 27, 16 over 9, 8 over 3, and so on and so forth. So, for us to solve for the sum of the first 5 terms of this geometric sequence, we will use the formula S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Tapos, kunin natin yung ating given. So, yung given natin, we have the first term, which is 32 over 27. Tapos, yung ating number of terms, which is 5. Tapos, yung r natin, common ratio, we will divide the second term by the first term. So, 16 over 9 divided by 32 over 27. Tapos, let's divide. Copy the dividend, change the operation to multiplication, tapos get the reciprocal, tapos multiply. That will give us 3 over 2. Now that we have our first term, number of terms, and common ratio, substitute natin sa ating formula. Okay, so S sub 5 is equal to 32 over 27 times the quantity 1 minus 3 over 2 raised to 5 all over 1 minus 3 over 2. Now, let's simplify. So, we have 32 over 27 times the quantity 1 minus, kunin natin yung 3 over 2 raised to 5. That will be 243 over 32. That is all over 1 minus 3 over 2 will be equal to negative 1/2. Now, let's simplify this further. We have S sub 5 is equal to 32 over 27 times 1 minus 243 over 32. That will be equal to negative 211 over 32. So, all over negative 1/2. Let's multiply the numerator. That will give us negative 211 over 27 all over negative 1/2. Now, let's write it in this form. S sub 5 is equal to negative 211 over 27 divided by negative 1/2. So, let's apply the rules in dividing fractions. So, we will have negative 211 over 27 times the reciprocal of negative 1/2, which is negative 2 over 1. So, let's multiply. That will give us 422 over 27. And that will be the sum of the first 5 terms of this geometry. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. And that is it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have comments, questions, recommendations, suggestions for my next video, please leave them in our comment section below. Share this video and subscribe. And for more videos like this, you can go to my channel, Teacher Justin. And that is it for today. Again, I'm Teacher Justin. Goodbye, God bless, and stay safe. See you on my next video. Peace.